Hola, woodworkers. Paul Carlson here, a small workshop guy. This is part of my new YouTube channel that's about reviewing the latest videos that have come out during the week and also touring workshops all around the world. Last week we visited Mike Newitt in British Columbia, and he had a fantastic pneumatic workbench that was incredible. And this time, I just decided for a change, we go all the way around the world and visit a guy named Gary Podger, I believe in Brisbane, but we'll clear that up with him when we bring him on camera here. And I saw Gary's workshop for the first time in a Facebook group called Small Workshop Woodworking Community. And we said, all right, show us your workshop. Who's got the best one? I gave the award to Gary. So I needed a more detailed look at it. And so I invited him to be our guest workshop tour today. So Gary, I'm going to bring you on the screen here. And you are on, and we're both showing up okay.
Hi, Paul. Hello to your viewers.
Now, I've always wondered something. How do you guys, since you're down under, how do you stay on the earth? How come you don't fall off? Anyway.
So I've not heard that before. No. I should say, rather than hello, I should say g'day.
Everything gets turned around. Everything gets turned around down there. I know June the 7th for us is 06/07. For you, it's 07/06. So
that's the way, yeah.
Everything's reversed. But anyway.
Yeah. The water goes down the drain the wrong way.
Yeah.
And we also drive on the wrong side of the road.
And then the other problem I have is I'm originally from the south of the United States, so I have a little southern accent. And I had a little trouble understanding Aussies often. I visited there once, Sydney and Melbourne, and we went out to, what do they call that? What's the mountain range west of Sydney?
The Blue Mountains?
Yeah, that was, I thought I was just driving out, and I thought, okay, I just got to a little town here, and I went down to the end of a street, and I went over the edge, and there was a Grand Canyon. I said, holy mackerel. So I didn't even know I'd gone anywhere, but anyway, I love your country. I'm so sorry about all the fires that you had last year. And I guess you had some floods recently, didn't you?
Some fires recently. At the beginning of the year, we had fires. Yeah, there are a lot of communities in, all the eastern states of Australia that were affected by it.
Yeah.
I was very fortunate here. We didn't see anything near where we are, but I know a lot of people were evacuated, a lot of houses lost. Yeah. A lot of lives were lost too, yeah.
So everybody that's going to see this, you can see what you're in the treat for because you just see that clamp rack behind Gary's head there. And that gives you some idea of what we're going to see. So, Gary, let's get the tour started. Is it Brisbane? Is that where you are?
Brisbane, yeah, not Brisbane. Brisbane.
Brisbane, okay. See,
it's not a hard A at the end.
All right, yeah. I got you.
And that's in Queensland.
Yeah, Queensland, which is north
subtropics,
northeast. Which,
that's the one.
If we were in the U.S., that would be like New York area.
Okay. But it would be. That's
comparable. Right. Yeah. And I'm more like in Perth. For you,
yes.
For you, Australia.
I understand that. Yeah.
All right.
Yep.
So Gary's on an iPhone. He can pick it up and carry it around and show us his tour. And so, is there any way to show us kind of the big picture, 360?
Yeah, I can turn the camera around. My shed, I'll start off. It's 10 meters by 6 meters. Which I did some sums for you guys over there. So 10 meters equates to 32 foot 9.5 inches or thereabouts.
Yeah.
And 6 meters equates to 19 foot 8.2 inches. So roughly that's about 660 square feet. How's that?
660. I'm glad you converted that because I was in trouble till you did. Mine is 200 square feet. So you have 3 times my space.
Okay.
So I hate you all.
Turn the camera around.
I hate you already. I'm going to do a quick video here, or a quick view of my workshop for the recording. Right. So if I can find the right camera. So there's For those watching, this is my one-car garage workshop, and it truly is wide enough for one car and long enough for one car. So about 10 feet by 20 feet, 200 square feet. So still trying to figure out how to shove more and more stuff in. I've got a little mezzanine level up above the garage door opener where I can store some wood. Oh, that's the other camera. I can't move my computer. Gee. All right. So anyway, that's my workshop. We're going to go back to Gary now and take me completely off the screen. So, Gary?
Right, I'll turn it around.
All right.
There we go. Now, I'll just grab it now. I've got to be careful where I put my hands, haven't I? I'll just show you. This is the entrance to my shed. It's just through a roller door. And that's my outlook. So I live on some acreage.
That looks like a golf course.
Yeah, it kind of does, doesn't it? So that's just looking due east. So I can look up into the hills. And when I look north, which is the preferred aspect here in where we are in the southern hemisphere, north, I look over a valley, which is really nice.
Hang on. So on that yard, Gary, you must have a riding mower?
Oh, yeah, I've got a ride on mower.
All right.
I've got one of those zero-turn mowers.
Does that they come in your workshop at night, or is that stored somewhere else?
Oh, I've got another shed. I'll just bring you outside, so I don't know if you can still see me or the connection's okay. I've got another shed which I refer to as my lawn locker there.
All right.
And yeah, that's my veggie garden. I've got a bit of a timber rack out here.
Beautiful.
Homage to the old woodworking days. I don't use that axe, of course. It just looks like someone's thrown it in the chopping block and walked away from it.
Yeah. You're a little time of the year where you need the wood, right?
Yeah, yeah. And that's a lot of old
Oh, wow. Look at that.
Yeah, just some rough.
So
here we are coming into my workshop.
I think before this is over, I'm never going to talk to you again.
Well, that's fine. But I mean, there's other workshops that are so much better than mine. So I'll just do a quick pan around so you can have a look.
Yeah, very slowly, very slowly.
Okay.
Otherwise, we get dizzy and I get vertigo and fall off my stool here.
Sorry, I'm not a cameraman by any stretch of the imagination. That's why I don't do YouTube.
Oh, man, look at that.
I have an Instagram profile if anybody wants to have a look.
You even got labels on your wood.
Yeah. So that's a quick pan
all right.
around anyway.
Cool.
So if I start on my left when I come in the door, I've got a airline there that's linked down to a air compressor. Quite noisy, but it does my shop. I mean, I only use the air compressor just for pin nailing and brad nailing, so it's good enough.
So you don't use it to blow off dust and stuff, just when you're going?
Oh, I do occasionally blow off dust, yeah, but it's secondary to what I really use it for, which is
do you grain it?
Nailing, brad nailing.
Do you?
Laguna lathe that I honestly haven't used a great deal. It's one of those tools that I hope to learn more about once I'm fully retired.
Yeah, Gary, are you retired? Is this a hobby or?
I'm not retired. I'm probably 6 to 12 months max away from retirement. So I started doing this workshop about 2.5 years ago and brought it up to the standard you see today. I framed all the walls, lined all the walls with insulation and put what we call yellow tongue, which is a flooring material. It's just like a composite sort of board, like a particle board, but a lot more dense. Yeah. So I'll put that up on the wall, and I just use a lot of dowels and screws and just hang things as I see fit. So I've got the chucks and all the chuck jaws. Sorry, my pen blanks and all my chisels. Electric heater down there because it does get cold here in the mornings. My hardware storage.
Wow.
Up the top there, I've got bowl blanks. I've got a sticker collection. I've only got Australian stickers. If any of your followers would like to send me a sticker, I'd absolutely love that.
Oh, cool.
But I follow all the Australian YouTubers, and I do follow Americans, but I only collect the Australian ones. But I'd love some from your guys if you got them.
All right. So
all these cupboards I built just from watching YouTubes. So I just Googled how to build a cupboard and just did it myself. Did all my handles.
what's
They're all.
the wood on the cabinets?
That's just a marine ply with a bit of poly on it. That's all. Nothing fancy.
All right.
What have I got there? I've got a Robert Sorby belt sander for sharpening these tools. And I've got a Tormac that I use for all my chisels and my plane irons.
Is that the, what do they call it? The 450?
The
7?
The T8, that one's a T8, yeah.
Yeah.
Obviously fire extinguisher, clock. And my Bessie clamp rack.
Wow.
Now, I must thank you, Paul, because I had a love-hate relationship with Bessie, but after watching your explanation on how to open and close the damn clamps, that video you did that time, remember that one?
Yeah.
How to use them, I fell in love with them, so yeah.
Oh.
Got Bessie's.
Beautiful.
Got an Incra sled there. A couple of sleds that I've made. That's a Veritas.
Oh, you dog. Yeah.
Yeah. That's a cross-cut sled that I made, and I've got a...
That's the shooting board that you can change the angle.
Shooting board, that's what I was trying to think of, yeah, and I made a, what do you call that, a miter sled.
Oh, cool.
Sorry, I'm just trying to best the accessories up there.
Yeah.
Woody, he's my shop supervisor.
All right.
And
hey, Woody.
little brother down there.
Oh.
He features sometimes in my photos on Instagram. And then, sorry, my jacket's in the way there. I'll just move that. I've got a 2 horsepower Dusty that I've just hooked up to the Cyclone, and then I've vented outside because I'm on acreage. I can do that.
Cool.
And then the rest of it is all ducted, all through the shop. I've made a whole bunch of slide valves up in the main manifold, and I can open and close them as I see fit. So, sorry, I'll just open and close.
Yeah.
I can isolate all the various manifolds and various machines so that my dust collector is a lot more efficient.
Right.
I guess. Got some wood screw clamps and my woodpecker wall. I like woodpeckers.
Wow.
Just some mallets and dust brushes. First aid kit. My chop saw, or miter saw as we call it. That's just a Bosch Glide. I made these. I put it in a box just to try and stop the dust. I still need to make some more modifications, but these are just held on by rare earth magnets.
Oh, wow.
And I can take them off when I need to, and they just sit in there.
That's an inventive idea.
Yeah, I'll probably stole that from somebody. I can't remember who, but yeah, it is a clever idea.
I've got, on the miter saw dust collection, I have found an absolute, totally 100% perfect solution. I got rid of it. I got rid of my miters.
I know you did. How's the story with your jointer planer? Have you got that new bed back for that yet?
Yeah, as you know, the original one was broken. I had not much trouble with Amazon. You just can't reach them, but they sent me the new one. And I only sent them back part of the old one, and because I had destroyed the packaging. But then I got an email yesterday that said, we've accepted your return. We'll refund your money. And I'm sitting here with a second motor.
Already?
And the base. I guess I'll find a way to get it back to them. But it was kind of like, keep that motor for a backup.
Well, you could, I suppose, yeah. Maybe they don't want it back because the freight's too dear.
Yeah, so I'm using, I saw somebody suggest, and he was a professional at carpentry, and he said he does all his stuff that you normally do with a miter saw just with a jigsaw. And so I've got my sawhorses set up with my match fit dovetail clamps on them, and I just throw it, if I'm cutting a 2x4 or oak or something. As long as it's not more than 8/4 thick, I just cut it rough cut with a jigsaw, and that's working out great.
So I've got a shelf there with some not Veritas, Festool, handsaws.
What all do you have from Festool?
I've got a Rotex 150 and a ETS 155, I think it is. Domino boxes. I've got the Domino XL and the 500. I'm a bit greedy.
Wow.
I've got a TS55 and also a OF 1400, the router.
All right. Now I not only hate you, but everybody who's watching hates you.
Sorry. Yeah. I don't, honestly, I don't mean to, Scott. I really don't. So I want to get into more hand tool woodworking. So I'll just open my drawers. I don't really like to show off. So that's my chisels with my Stanley Sweethearts, and I've got some Wood River. I don't know, what do you call those little stumpy ones?
Yeah. Did you make all those handles?
All my planes, all the Veritas planes that I've got there.
Oh.
Block planes, and yeah.
So
Actually,
Veritas, Gary, Veritas is your bench plane of choice?
Yeah, I think they're a little cheaper than the other ones that are available. What's that other brand that's quite popular over there?
Lee Nielsen?
Lee Nielsen, that's the ones, yeah. I get Lee Valley and Lee Nielsen mixed up. It's yes, I know you've got some Lee Nielsens yourself, haven't you?
I've got a few, yeah.
Yeah. What else can I show you? I've got a belt disc sander there. The Jet variable speed drill press. It's got a digital speed indicator on the front there, and around the side, that handle, I can push and pull that, and I can vary the speed from about 300 up to about 2,500 RPM.
Cool.
Woodpecker tabletop for my drill press. I've got a Supermax 1938.
You dog.
Yeah.
Oh.
And interesting, you guys might find this interesting. I've got, you would know them as Rigid, but they are branded AEG over here. So you can see I've got AEG there, but I did want to buy an impact driver. So I bought one from the States. It was a lot cheaper than buying one here. So that's the Rigid there. Can you see that all right?
Yeah.
So they're identical. AEG and Rigid, they're identical.
Yeah. There's a YouTube channel called AVE, and he tears all of the tools apart and looks at them and looks at the molding, and he'll have them compete with each other and burn one out. He really, he's expert at showing the difference between a Harbor Freight drill driver and a Milwaukee.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, AVE, and it's really, really funny.
Yeah. I've got the big spindle sander, the big Jet spindle sander.
Nice.
With the 24-inch square tabletop. Actually, I've just took the cover off that before for this tour, and I noticed it's got a bit of surface rust on it. So I'll have to get around it.
The good thing about doing a workshop tour is it makes you get everything off all those horizontal surfaces.
Yeah, true.
Put them away.
Got some Guinea rosewood boards there. I don't know if you guys know your Guinea rosewood.
Yeah.
Beautiful. A lot of figure on that. So that's a dining room table you're looking at there, believe it or not. And then, of course, my wood rack. I've got lots of Australian and American timbers.
Wow.
Jacaranda, silky oak. I've got some white ash and western red cedar, some American oak, Victorian ash, or Tasmanian oak, as we call it.
What is your favorite thing to make? Are you making fine furniture? Are you making?
Well, I'm learning still. I've made some lovely end grain cutting boards. I've made a couple of desks for my wife and my daughter. I'm pretty much game to try anything,
Yeah.
I wouldn't call what I do as fine furniture. I don't have the skills for that, but I'm doing okay.
It comes with time.
Yeah, you get better everything you do, and I always try and with each project I do, I always try and push myself that little bit harder and do something I've not done before, and try and learn something new, because that's the way to learn. Obviously, is to push yourself, beyond the the comfort zone.
Well, you're getting yourself set up for years and years of
Definitely
pleasurable work.
That's what I've always told my wife. Yeah.
When you finally retire, okay.
Yeah, I've got the Laguna 18-inch bandsaw. At the moment on there, I've got the 1.5, 1.25 inch ripping blade. There's a fancy name for that. I can't think what the name is off the top of my head.
Yeah, that
good blade. Pardon me?
Happy with that bandsaw?
Oh, extremely happy. Yeah, the only thing I dislike about it is access to the lower guides under here. You know, it's very tight for space, and my old hands are getting a little arthritic as I get older, and it's quite hard to get in there.
Yeah, right. I think most of them are that way.
Yeah, a good idea that I stole from someone else too. I don't know if you can see this. Is I've got this tag hooked up to my belt tensioner, so that I leave that sitting on the tabletop like that, and that reminds me that I need to tension the blade. So I can just swing that up.
Yeah.
And now my blade's tensioned. You know, I don't know whether it's something that's necessary to do, but I do it anyway. And yeah, it's a handy little thing.
I think you're supposed. You're supposed to detension it when you leave the shop, and then.
Well, I like to think so, but there's a school of thought out there that says you don't need to. But I don't know.
Did I see a dog somewhere?
Yeah, my dog. Yeah, she came in, did she? I didn't see her. Millie, she's a Labradoodle.
Oh.
I've got an Incra router table.
Oh.
That I just finished. I just finished building a cupboard in there, actually. Shut that door. That's only MDF or craft wood or whatever you guys call it. I don't know. With the the 1mm screw on it.
Wow.
Yeah, and I want one of those. It's equivalent to your porter cable 2.25 motors. You know.
Yeah. Right.
Router motor.
Right.
Spinning around, I got the jet belt sander. I should say I got the CT36, which I bought secondhand that I use for all my Festool tools when I'm sanding or doing dominoes.
Right.
And then just the MIDI there, that's basically my shop vac that I use to clean the floor. I might highlight on the floor there, I've got a rubber floor. It's a concrete slab, but I've got a rubber floor. And these are, I don't know, you have them in the gyms over your way. These are rubber mats they use in the gyms. They're a metre square, or you might have them a 3 foot square or whatever they are.
Right.
And they're about 3/4 of an inch thick.
Wow.
And they're very soft underfoot. And they're really comfortable because I spend basically all day out here, you know, and easy to walk on.
Help your feet. In addition, they're great when you drop all your tools. So
exactly, you don't ruin any of your sharp edges on your chisels or your plane irons.
All right.
The trouble is though, when you drop something, you can't hear where it's rolled to because because I used to be a jet mechanic in the Air Force, and we used to work on the jet engines, and if you dropped a nut or something, you had to listen to it tink 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 all the way down to hit the floor, and then you knew where it was. If it stopped tinking, you had a big day in front of you trying to find it.
Yeah. What you got there in the upper left of the screen?
Upper left, up there. Oh, sorry. These ones you're talking to, those ones. They're called frontline clamps. So you open them up if you're making a dining room table. So you clamp. They're like the woodpecker version of those. What do you call them? The clampzillas.
Yeah.
You know, the woodpecker clampzillas.
Right.
Well, they're a version of that. Big chunky bits of aluminium, and they open up, and you put your boards in there, and you close it down, and you just crank on that screw, and it clamps all the pieces together, but of course it's sandwiched in between the two big chunks of
Right.
aluminium.
Right.
And so it holds it all square, so you don't get any bowed or cut boards when you do your glue up.
And the machine in the front, in the bottom left.
That's just the belt sander, the disc.
Oh, okay. All right. Wow.
Yeah.
Oh.
And then there I've got the 12-inch or 300mm jointer planer, which is really good. I suppose it's like your Powermatic one you're getting, is it? Yours is a jointer planer, is it? Or is it just
no, mine is just a jointer. So that's the jointer planer combo, huh?
Yeah.
That's
so I can just lift that table up.
Yeah.
And that becomes a planer a jointer at the same time.
Yeah. Jay Bates, I saw, has one of those. Okay.
Yeah, he's got a hammer though. They're the really expensive ones, aren't they?
Wow.
And there's one of my valves. Yeah.
Beautiful.
And I guess the other thing I've got is my SawStop. I just recently got my SawStop. So that's a PCS 3 horsepower one. All our electricity over here is 240 volt. We don't have any 110, so it's a 240 volt one. I've got the sliding table attachment on it.
Oh.
I did put a Wixie digital meter on there for a bit more accuracy.
Wow.
And then I constructed these drawers under here to hold all my mag switch tools and my dados and my brakes and all that kind of stuff. And of course I had to, and that's made out of plywood. I just painted it gloss black and painted my normal wooden handles a gloss red, so it
and you're perfect. You've even matched the color of the SawStop base with your cabinet. Matched the red in the label with the red handles.
Yeah.
You are.
I had that red previously because I painted the valves. So the valves have got a green end and a red end, so I can look in from anywhere in the shop and see whether it's open or closed.
Yeah.
So I did have that red already anyway. So that was just a fluke that it ended up being the same color as the SawStop. Yeah.
So that's a beauty. You must be pleased with that SawStop.
Oh, I am. Oh, and the other thing I should show you, which is a must in every shop, of course, is the beer fridge. Full of adult refreshments. And I actually keep my super glue in there, or my, what do you guys call it? You call it super glue, do you? Yeah.
Well, it's 5 o'clock. It's 5 o'clock here, Gary, so you go ahead and have a drink, even though it's only, noon there or something.
Yeah, it's been.
You see that workbench a little more in there.
Oh, my workbench, yes.
Did you build that?
I did build that, yeah. I've got some bench crafted hardware on there. I've got the obligatory leg vise.
Yeah, sliding dead.
A couple of the Veritas, what do you call those things again? It slips my mind. Hold fast.
Hold fast.
What I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
And a twin screw at the end where I've got the little pop-up dog for. I've only put a few dog holes in there, so that's all made out of various Australian hardwoods. I've got a New Guinea rosewood on the vice jaws.
So Gary, go back to that end bench, vise.
Yeah. Oh, yours is a fancy one. You covered yours.
I'm just going to point out that I finally found one thing in my workshop that probably not any more practical, but looks better.
You have to send me some plans if you got some. So I wouldn't mind having a crack at that. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I'll send you the plans. There's nothing more than a certain width, skeleton around it, and then just some.
Yeah.
It's pretty simple, really. But yeah.
So
that's beautiful.
Yeah, and that they're 4-inch. Oh, sorry, they're 5-inch legs. 125 millimeters, and the whole thing weighs, I'm guessing, 200 kilos, so upwards about 450 pounds.
Oh yeah.
And it's not going anywhere anytime soon.
Not going anywhere, particularly when it's on those pads.
Yeah.
And it's not even going anywhere if you want it to.
No, that's true. Yeah.
And which is, I'm the same way. I don't think a workbench should be movable, but
No, well, I have made it. I'll take the camera down and show you underneath if you like. I have made it so that I can unscrew the top.
right.
It's just bolted on with some coach bolts. So I can take the top off if I ever move or whatever.
Yeah.
So I can take the top off, which would lighten the load a little bit, I suppose. Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm going to bring you, let's switch back to you. Anything
Right.
else major you want to show? I don't know how you have anything you want to show us.
Well, I mean, I could show you inside the cupboards, but
Man, that was beautiful. That was absolutely beautiful. I am.
oh, thank you. Thank you.
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
I've got this sign. I'll just grab my phone. Excuse me. I want to make up a sign because I've got a quote, and I'm going to use. I'd love one of your shapers to do some fonts, but I think I'll have to do it freehand with my Dremel on a little plunge router base. But I've got this quote that I want to put up in my shop, and it was attributed to Hippocrates apparently, but I might just show it to you. I don't know if you can read. Is that back to front?
Yeah.
Okay, so what that says is the life, and life is spelled L-Y-F, so short, the craft so long to learn, and learn is spelled L-E-R-N. So I think that's a really good quote, you know, the craft so short, the life so short, the craft so long to learn. I think that's very, very apt.
Yeah. Well, if you were
70 days of learning at school, really.
Yeah, if you're 78 like me,
Pardon me?
you say, gee, I wonder if I get enough value out of this stuff with the life expectancies. But anyway,
Yeah, well, true. I'm a couple of months away from being 60.
yeah.
And I always thought that I would retire at 60. So hopefully I've at least got 25 years of woodworking in front of me. And my son can look forward to inheriting all my tools.
Yeah, and your wife knows where to find you.
Oh, always, yeah. Where to find me. She sends me a text and said the coffee's ready, and I'll go and meet her outside.
All right. Well,
catch up for the day.
I appreciate so much seeing that shop, and now I got it recorded, and now I got to go trying to duplicate, but I don't have the room, so I have to.
Whilst I got you, can I just say a few things about some of our Aussie YouTubers and that some of you guys might be interested in watching?
Yeah.
There's quite a few that I follow. My stickers, or their stickers, are up on the wall, but I don't know if you know Paul Jenkins of the Wood Night. Paul at the Wood Night. He does some good work.
Yeah.
Another guy called Cuffy, Kuffy at Cuffy's Woodworks. He's very good. Down Under Woodworks, you'd remember that one. That's Vic down Under Woodworks.
Okay.
We've got a South African-born Australian, Robin Lewis, from Robin Lewis Makes. They're all good. Dirk, he's at Sumo's Projects. He does some good, funny stuff. We've got Ashley. A lot of you guys probably know him, Ashley, or Ash from Woodwork and Whiskers.
Yeah.
A couple more. James from Fix It Fingers. Dave at Dave Stanton, and Chris at Built by Chris. Now, they're all Australian YouTubers and Instagrammers.
Yeah, I see Dave Stanton has.
Show them a bit of love and follow them because they're all really good guys.
Yeah.
Really good guys.
I'd write all that down, but I don't need to because I'm recording this.
You've recorded it. So, yeah.
So, all right. If I can't comprehend some of those, I'll get a hold of you so that I can put those in the comments down below.
Oh, that'd be nice if you wouldn't mind, yeah.
And put some links to those people as well. All right.
Oh, terrific.
Thank
you, Paul. It's been a pleasure.
So much. We'll see you online. And, man, enjoy that workshop. That was beautiful.
Thanks, Paul. See you later, everybody. Bye-bye. Oh, that went pretty good.